It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Indianapolis as the Pacers go up against the Dallas Mavericks. For Dallas, they've made a nice push as we've reached the middle part of the schedule. They look like a different team than they did in the early part of the season. Miles Turner in action tonight, 11th pick in the 2015 draft. Hard to believe he fell out of the top 10, given how well he's played in his young career. Just what makes him one of the top young big men in the league, Jet.
Well, he's very mobile for a player of his height. I mean, this guy's mobile, agile, and versatile. He's got all the tiles.
You know, he has a natural sizz-off tizuch on the shizot, and that's rare for a big mizan.
No diz out.
Kevin Hizarlin
standing
by with the call.
You speak the language. I like it.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The Pacers look to take charge. We're going to bring it to you here from Indianapolis, Indiana. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. For the Dallas Mavericks, they won their last contest, that game against Toronto.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you'd have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
And let's get a quick pregame update from David Aldridge, who had a chance moments ago to talk with head coach Nate McMillan.
Guys, he told me their primary focus of the pregame discussion was defense. He said they're dealing with a very sophisticated offense, and it's going to require an outstanding effort from his players at the defensive end to come out on top. Let's see if that's the effort they get. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Well, you look at the Pacers, one of the better teams in field goal percentage last season, but their overall offensive efficiency lagged behind. The problem? Not enough threes and not enough free throws, and those extra points make a difference.
And the Pacers start off with the ball. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for Dallas, Barnes at the 3 with Dirk at the 4. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt, and it's Noel in at the 5. Well, the Pacers last season, Doris, top 5 in both free throw percentage and three-point percentage. Is the solution simply to get more of those shots?
Well, it certainly couldn't hurt if those are areas of strength, but you wouldn't mind seeing some drive and kick, attack the paint, and create those open three-point looks.
Here's Collison, loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
And he'll take that. The nice, easy mid-range jumper, first bucket of the day.
A pretty good way to start the game, right? The defense has to be more aggressive, keeping him away from that area of the floor, or it's going to be a long night.
Chalk up 2 there.
There's no slowing Dirk down at this point. When he gets positioned down low, it's over.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. Bogdanovich against Matthews. Here's Turner. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
And Oladipo pulls it down.
Amazing tenacity attacking the basket, and I'm sure he won't miss that next time.
And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. And he's good on the 3 ball.
Well, no hesitation from Bogdanovich in the catch-and-shoot situation. Beautiful.
Smith on the wing. Rejected by Young. Collison against Smith. Collison kicks to Young. Oladipo outside. Here's Turner. Another shot. The layup off target.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And Smith with the stuff.
I like whenever Smith leaps up high for the jam. He's a guy that just doesn't mess around when he's in attack mode to get to the rim.
And so here is Indiana following the score by Dallas. Collison kicks to Oladipo. Yep, it counts. Oladipo's got his first 2 points of the night.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Nowitzki with the screen on Collison. The kick out to Barnes. Misses the three. They get a hand on it, out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Mavericks.
And they concentrated a lot on creating open looks from beyond the arc. Player movement, finding space on the perimeter, that was their #1 priority.
Mavericks trail by 3. Nowitzki dishes to Barnes. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Smith the pass to Barnes. Over Bogdanovich. Barnes with another miss.
Yeah, awkward shot there. I mean, creative on the leaner, but the D just made it too difficult for him to convert.
And that one, good.
Well, Kevin, you love the determination, right? Miles Turner effectively getting to the window and getting another opportunity.
There's a screen by Noel. Collison against Smith. Knocks it loose. And it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, Kevin, how about the reach of Miles Turner? He covers so much ground to come up with these blocks.
Here's Bogdanovich. Again, Indiana.
From the opening tip, he's been active and working for good looks. He's been pretty accurate.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Barnes. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Listen, Kev, this guy not an easy guy to rattle. Barnes finishing through contact for the +1.
And when you look at Harrison Barnes' game offensively, Doris, where does he have to improve?
I think one thing is he needs to become more of a heat seeker. Get into their body, get to the free throw line. With his strength and explosiveness, you'd like to see him shooting more free throws.
That's good from Barnes.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
Mavericks trail by 4. On the wing, Barnes. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
The 7th overall selection back in 2012, Barnes was taken 1 pick after Dame Lillard, 2 picks before Andre Drummond. Incredible draft class.
Free throw, no good. And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular. And with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
He hits the second from the line. Indiana leading by 3. Collison kicks to Young. Back to Collison. Floats one up, and the rejection by Smith.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
Matthews dishes to Smith. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Matthews. Turner with the steal. Outside Collison. Pass to Turner. Shoots over Matthews. Not enough on that one as it misses.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. There's the triple. Here's Barnes. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And right there is the list of rookie assist leaders for the last 10 games. It's been all about team play for this group lately. Number 1, Dennis Smith.
And the assist numbers the past few weeks have shown how well he's fitting in chemistry-wise for this team.
That free throw missing. And the Mavericks, such a well-run team, including on the court. They play doors to their strengths, and they don't shoot themselves in the foot.
Right, Kev. By far the best turnover differential in the league last season. They were also first in charges drawn. 3rd best field goal percentage in the clutch. This is how you claw out wins.
Good on the second free throw. Indiana leading. Here's Collison. He's coming off a 13-point game against Detroit. Smith outside. It's Matthews on the wing. Got a hand on it.
The defensive instincts of Victor Oladipo are superb. This guy understands exactly when to rise for the rejection.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
And here's Collison. Dirk Nowitzki getting his 3 to go.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Well, you can see he's sputtering a bit, but he's trying to get going. I do like that he's continuing to be aggressive.
Now here is Smith after Darren Collison's miss.
Great contest by the defender, but that's a dunk you've got to put down in his face.
Trying to get back on track, and the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And here's Barnes for 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Pacers trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the rejection by Noel. Screen by Young. Here's Bogdanovich.
Well, how about Bogdanovich showing a bit of mobility on his way to the rack, drawing the foul?
And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No, if anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys.
And he knocks down the first one.
And guys, Bogdanovich, the former 2nd-round pick, has really found his place in the NBA. This guy is an effective shooter from just about anywhere.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Turner. Booker comes in for Thaddeus Young. Glenn Robinson, the 3rd, is checked in for Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. 11 points for him in that last game against the Pistons in Detroit. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Sinks the triple. Robinson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Guys, listen, the defense was totally invisible on that 3-point attempt. Nobody even in his zip code.
Powell kicks to Curry. Powell with the screen, feeds it to McDermott. Just 5 to shoot. Over Bogdanovich. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And as always, the mid part of the NBA season, quite a grueling part of the schedule. Right now, let's check out how the standings are shaping up in the East. If you look at the Cavaliers, they've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And, of course, Indiana just way behind.
And seeing where Indiana is, their season has been exactly the kind of misadventure their fans were afraid it might be.
And with the major changes we know are coming, now you have players fighting for their jobs, trying to prove they deserve to be here beyond the end of this season.
And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. Won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent.
Boy, excellent team basketball. Used the screen to free himself up and drilled the jump shot.
Kicks it to McDermott. Pass to Powell. Dallas moving it around. Powell with the screen. And Curry, here we go. And he makes good on the layup. Curry's got his first basket of the night.
Boy, the screen doing its job to perfection. One of the oldest plays in the book and still one of the best.
Here's Stevenson. Back to Joseph. Booker outside. Robinson against Curry. And Stevenson kicks to Joseph. Back to Stevenson. There's Sabonis. And at last, they get one to fall.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Joseph against Barea. To the wing on the left. McDermott for three. It's rebounded by Indiana. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Right. There has to be some sort of consistent effort to generate quality shots. It seemed to me they thought they were going to come easily.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Well, Booker wants to send a message. Jams at home with great authority.
Dallas has gone 3 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. 1:58 left to play here in the first. Now here's McDermott. He's guarded by Stevenson. McDermott kicks to Measuring. Clock at 4. It's Curry outside. Good on the triple. Curry's got 5 now.
Well, he works to find the open space behind the arc, and it pays off with the three. Nice.
Puts it up from 15. No good that time. And the Mavericks going the other way now.
Boy, they can't cut into this lead with him going stone cold and only so much time to turn it around.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be Lance Stevenson.
I think I like the skill set of Doug McDermott. He's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got tremendous range.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And they have really leaned on his free throw shooting at times this season. He's been there for them, too, with 88% from the line.
And he can't get the first one. And Doris coach Rick Carlisle approaching irreplaceable status in some people's eyes in Dallas.
Well, Kev, NBA coaches are always under pressure. There's no question about that. But for Rick Carlisle and the Dallas organization, there seems to be great comfortability. It doesn't appear to me that Rick Carlisle is going anywhere anytime soon.
And he's good on the second. 1:22 left to play in the first quarter. Joseph against Barea. Off the screen. Here's Sabonis. Kicks it out to Booker. Shoots over Powell. No good from Booker. Dallas leading by 4. Curry passes to Mejri. In the corner, it's McDermott. No good from outside. That'll go on McDermott. That's his first foul. Indiana's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. There's the screen. Off the screen. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
Outside Curry. The pass to Mejri. Powell dishes to McDermott. Back to Powell. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Barea against Joseph. The feed now to Robinson. Stevenson left side. Shoots over McDermott, and they're able to recover. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on that one. And so a good time to go to the replay and just to make sure if he got it off on time.
And the call is going to be overturned. The second look shows that he did, in fact, beat the clock.
Yeah, they're glad they're going to get those points. It wasn't too long ago that they wouldn't even have looked at it on the monitor. But replay's here, and it's here to stay for situations just like that one.
Harrison Barnes getting it done for the Dallas Mavericks. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We've got more in store for you right after this. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
They just got hot early from beyond the arc, and we'll just have to wait and see if they can keep that going.
You just try to keep riding this wave, right? They've been absolutely dominant from three-point territory.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, J.J. Barea is out there with Seth Curry. Then it's McDermott. Then there's Mejri, and it's Powell in at the 4. Now here's McDermott. He's tightly guarded. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
Well, McDermott is working on that interior game because he has size and touch.
Booker outside. Shot off the screen. It's deflected.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. This pause in the action gives us a chance to see the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers this month. The Pacers in 5th.
They're taking advantage of every mistake that their opponents are making. They're really converting points off those turnovers.
Miles Turner, he's checked in for the Pacers. Victor Oladipo comes in for Robinson.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And Miles Turner, Doris, one of the league's best shot blockers.
He really is, Kev. Top 5 in that category starting in his 2nd season. The quickness and long arms give him all the necessary tools.
The kick out to Barnes. Here's Powell. He feeds it to Barea. Back to Powell. It's rebounded by Indiana.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
From 11 feet away, Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 4 rebounds in this game. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be Lance Stevenson. Well, we all have hobbies outside basketball, Doris. You've said that one of your passions is cooking, and I know this personally. I have to ask, what's your best dish? What's your specialty?
You know, that might be too many to name, but if I were to pick just one, I would probably have to say my chicken tetrazzini is my children's favorite. Boy, I can throw down in the kitchen, Kevin.
Learn that from Mom? Did you just pick that up on your own? How'd you learn to be such a good cook?
You know, my daughter and I, that was one thing that sort of really bonded us. We would watch a little cooking show on TV, head to the kitchen, and try to reproduce it. So Sarah and I did some work.
Love that stuff. The first free throw is good. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for the Pacers. Collison comes in for Corey Joseph, and the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Nerlens Noel checks in for Mejri. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. Wesley Matthews checked in for Seth Curry, and Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. Barnes hits them both.
Well, the Mavericks last season, remember, went 33-49. It was their first losing season in 17 years. That's a remarkable record of winning.
Screen by Young. Here's Oladipo, and the rejection by Noel.
We know Noel is a superb shot blocker and may be his best attribute, Kevin.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
And in the midst of their 16 seasons of 500 basketball or better, the Mavericks with 11 straight seasons of 50 wins or better.
And they have 12 of those 50-win seasons overall, Kev. Everyone knows they've got an NBA title underneath their belt. If you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, you have every reason to be proud.
There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki for 3. They get it back. The kick out to Barnes. Passes it to Nowitzki. Dishes to Noel. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Barnes. He can't get that one. Good D by Stevenson.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
Dallas leading by 6. Smith kicks to Matthews. Over Oladipo, and misses it off the right side of the rim. And Indiana shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing.
And what I love about Oladipo, he does such a great job playing within the context of the offense. If you're open, he will find you.
Smith against Collison. And the dunk by Barnes.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. And Oladipo kicks to Collison. Good D by Barnes.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
Outside Matthews. It's stolen by Oladipo. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. Mavericks with the rebound. Noel's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size. And the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode. And this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
first one falls for him. And Indiana opting to trade Paul George this summer. Doris, never easy to let a superstar go.
No, it isn't, Kevin, but with Paul George looking to contend for a title and increasingly voicing his dissatisfaction, it was probably the right choice, because you don't want to lose him next summer and get nothing in return.
Barnes hits them both.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Doubled by Smith. Collison with it. Headed now by Barnes. And here are the Pacers now. Matthews against Collison. And Young now, top of the key. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And Greg, at about 6'8", what is it that enables Young to finish so well inside?
I think it's more finesse than power. Not a lot of free throws for him, but he can get his shot off quickly before the shot blockers have time to gather.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
You know, Kevin, it's easy to me to see why Thaddeus Young's teammates love him. This guy always knows his role and always plays within himself.
Here's Matthews. Dallas again missing. Pacers trail by 7. And here we go with Collison running it up the court. Oladipo left side. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Covered by Barnes. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, Bogdanovich, looking so comfortable close to the rim, just extends past the defense beautifully.
Smith with it, now guarded by Bogdanovich. Here's Matthews. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Collison, no good.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Oladipo outside. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Puts it up from 12. Collison, no good.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Matthews. Here's Barnes. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Oladipo. And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That is his first foul of the game. Now, here's Oladipo. His last outing, he had 8 points. Collison gets a wide open look. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Collison's got 8 points.
I think you could see early on that he was really with a rhythm and flow tonight, and now he's really starting to take off.
Here's Smith. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
And Smith likes getting close to the rim, a consistent scorer when he's deep inside.
Collison in the post, covered by Smith. Collison, no good. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Barnes. He dishes it to Nowitzki. Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by Turner. Pacers trail by 5. Collison with it. Now Smith defending. Turner with the screen. Shoots off the screen. No good off the front iron. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Matthews. A reverse. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
absolutely love to see Noel working on different aspects of his game. Loves fooling the defense with that up fake.
And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long. And Greg, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
And the first one at the line is good. And Doris, so many great point guards in the league. In fact, the number of stars at that position, we see them every night. But who are some of the floor generals that maybe don't get the headlines? More of the underrated portion.
I think the single most consistently underrated point guard, though certainly not by the contract extension he most recently signed, would be Mike Conley. This guy for the Memphis Grizzlies. Some guys just fit in the systems and the cities and the organizations for whom they play. And I would say Mike Conley, ability to run the team, ability to make the three-point shot, to make the players around him better. He comes to mind. Kemba Walker in Charlotte is a guy who, once they consistently start to make the playoffs as an undersized point guard, I think you could see him start to grow in reputation. And Isaiah Thomas, who launched himself for stretches into the MVP conversation. Interestingly, Kevin, what do all three have in common? A little bit undersized in today's NBA.
And can you believe Conley has never been an all-star as good as he is?
Cannot believe that. No, and you've had his teammates make it, Marc Gasol most notably. I know that Marc Gasol would love to see Mike Conley next to him in an all-star uniform.
And a refined offensive skill set for the Croatian Bogdanovic.
Well, Bojan, his three-point shot, obviously a big part of his game. He can really heat it up from the perimeter. On any given night, this guy can go for 40.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Trevor Booker comes in for Young, and it's Joseph in for Darren Collison.
One shot.
Free throw good, Bogdanovic. And as the Mavericks look to rebuild, Doris, what do you see as their areas of need?
Well, certainly an injection of athleticism might really trigger some things, because if you look back on 2017, they were last in the league in blocks, fast break points, points in the paint, and free throws attempted. A lot of those stats correlate with athleticism, so I think they need more of that.
Inside, here's Booker. Offensive rebound, Sabonis, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
Clearly a foul.
The Pacers have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
Boy, when you consider the last 2 decades of winning in the Dirk Nowitzki era that was capped off with the 2011 championship, one where they were the underdog, it really was an incredible run of success. I'll tell you, that's nice work, right? You move, you get into space on the perimeter, and you knock down the three.
Correa, the pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
If Powell's on the court, he's a threat to dunk it. Incredible athleticism.
Joseph with the ball. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pistons in Detroit. And for Nowitzki, Carlisle, and the veteran Mavericks. A relief to have that ring, but do you think, Doris, they wonder what might have been? Could they have captured more?
Well, they've had tremendous success, and I'm sure every organization, there's things you look back on and wonder. Remember, Dallas let Steve Nash go. He then went on to win multiple MVPs in Phoenix. So what would he and Dirk have been able to accomplish with more time together? We'll never know.
Powell with the screen. Here's Barea. And he banks in the layup. And now a 5-point Dallas lead.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Sabonis kicks to Bogdanovic. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Barea dishes to Powell. Pass to Mejri. Barea against Joseph. McDermott passes to Powell. Shot clock at 6. That one misses. So the Pacers will take it the other way. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And going back a season ago, it was a win for both sides in their 2 meetings.
You know, despite the disparity in talent, these two teams played each other tough last year. Let's see how competitive they are this time around.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. One trend we've seen, Doris, is the shift away from one primary ball handler toward a more collective approach. Do you think that change is here to stay?
Well, it'll be interesting. I do think the NBA is very much a copycat league. So you think back to the 90s and the slowed down, grinded battles between the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks, to now the pace and space offenses that is so much fun for us to watch. What's the next evolution? We saw the San Antonio Spurs play big. Is there a team that wants to reformulate the NBA, find success? As you know, everybody's trying to beat the champ, and right now the champ is all about pace and space and equal opportunity offense.
Indeed. Joseph with the ball, and Curry picks him up defensively. That's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. The grind of the NBA season wears on, but what a pleasure this year is turning out to be. Let's check out the West and see how the standings look. Let's take a look at the Warriors. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, there's the Mavericks. Just need to take it a game at a time.
You know, right now, Dallas hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, this is where the pressure really starts to build. Any little slip-up between here and the end of the season, and they can find themselves sitting at home for the playoffs.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And it's a 10-point Maverick lead.
And right now, they have all the momentum. I mean, just look at the score.
No, there's no doubt. You can see it. The lead continues to grow. They're not slowing down. I love the pressure they're applying. It's hard for them to cut into this lead when he's firing zeros. All period, he's been so cold.
Outside, Bogdanovic. It's stolen by Barea. It's Curry outside. Connects from three-point range. Curry's got 5 points now in the quarter. With 1 on the clock, that one doesn't go. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks, 13 points up at the end of the period. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Harrison, a big first half for you offensively. How did you get loose?
My teammates just been fine to me. I've just been trying to just run hard, make good backdoor cuts, run in transition, and let me give me good looks.
You have not stopped moving at all, and it's led to good results. Thanks, Harrison. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. Harrison Barnes was the man in the first. He had 14 points and 4 rebounds. Shaq, what's your take on Dallas?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Pacers.
they need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling with, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Welcome back, everyone, to Indianapolis, Indiana, where the famous Chase Tower stands tall above the city. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. And, you know, Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
Yeah, great job from him in that first half of drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Well, he certainly put the defense in a tough spot in that half. Forces the issue, draws the contact time and time again.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Dallas leading by 13. Young and Turner up front. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. That's the Pacers' 5. Barnes kicks to Noel, and slam dunk by Noel.
And that's an example of his athleticism, right? Nerlens Noel, the ability to leap up and ram it home.
Indiana's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Back to Collison. Over Smith. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Dennis Smith. Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
We throw good, Darren Collison. Both good from the line that time. Mavericks leading by 13. Smith outside. And he uses the glass on the layup. Smith's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Oladipo outside. There's the screen. Collison against Matthews. Turner with the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can't hit from in close.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Matthews. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Matthews has got his first points of the night.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. And we're just about a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter of basketball. Smith outside. Another 3 for Dallas.
Listen, he's been a key component of their offense tonight. Efficient and effective.
Collison kicks to Young. Smith against Collison. The kick out to Oladipo. Can they get it? It's rebounded by Dallas. Matthews has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Smith dishes to Barnes. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That's his 1st foul. Pacers trail by 20. Outside Collison. Bogdanovich against Barnes. Screen by Young. Puts it up from 7. Indiana again missing.
Well, the offense got him the ball in exactly the position they wanted. That's just better defense.
And there it is for him.
Boy, what a drastic change going from so sound defensively in the first half to not close to that in the second.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
One of the stories here, Harrison Barnes getting it done today.
Well, he has got to be the only thing they're discussing in this huddle because the approach they've used on him has been a disaster. Changes need to be made. I don't know if it's a double team, switching matchups, but something's got to be done.
The Pacers making a change here. Stevenson's checked in. Mavericks on D. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Screen by Young. On the wing, Turner. Smith against Collison. With some arc. And the rejection by Noel.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
You know, despite his struggle shooting, they've been successful tonight. He's just not gotten on track.
It's Oladipo on the wing. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Smith the pass to Nowitzki. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And that's now 8 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And Nate McMillan with a solid track record as head coach in Seattle and Portland before taking over the Indiana Pacers.
Well, think about it. Before this job, 12 seasons, all coaching in the Northwest. And that goes along with 12 seasons as a player, all with the Sonics. He actually earned the nickname Mr. Sonic for almost 2 decades in Seattle.
Stevenson against Barnes. Back to Nowitzki. Dallas moving it around. Smith against Collison. Shot on the wing. Smith, no luck. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Turner, and Turner throws it down.
And this is why Miles Turner is such a high percentage scorer. You combine length, athleticism, and basketball skills. Good luck with that, defense.
Smith kicks to Noel. Screen by Smith. Outside Matthews. Lays it up off the glass. Matthews has got 4 this quarter.
If you give Matthews a path to the rim, he will take advantage. He is a terrific finisher at the basket.
And Oladipo kicks to Young. Oladipo with a screen on Matthews. Here's Young. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, the league is finally catching up with Thaddeus Young. 6'8", 220 pounds. He was a small ball power forward before that was in vogue. Now he's kind of the perfect fit.
And over the course of his career, Young more of a slasher than a shooter, Doris, at the power forward position.
Right. The southpaw has a very quick first step. And the last few seasons, though, starting to add that three-point shot. That will make him more effective.
2, 2.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Thaddeus Young.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Oladipo against Matthews. It's Noel, high post. And here's Barnes for three. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one. Collison kicks to Oladipo. Here's the screen. Off the screen. Good D by Matthews.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Nowitzki. Got it. Good job in the low post. Nowitzki's got 10.
Well, Nowitzki's such a quality interior scorer, just working his magic on anyone who tries to stop him.
And the Pacers call time here.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
Joseph, he's checked in for the Pacers. Seth Curry, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Barea comes in for Smith. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And with Dennis Smith, it isn't just burst of speed, it's his play in the open floor and Greg running end to end, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, he also just jumps and finishes at the rim like a shooting guard. He's only probably 6'2", 6'3", but he gets up in the air like a wing player. He's a lot like Derrick Rose was when he burst on the scene.
4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's the teardrop. Stevenson can't hit. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Curry's shot is good. 12 points for him.
Just lackluster transition D. That is just too easy.
Oh, come on, you got to put up at least a little bit of a fight, right? He simply ran down the court and goes right to the cup.
From 12 feet out. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. The Mavericks shooting at a decent 44% clip here. There's a screen by Noel. Off the pick. And J.J. Barea the bucket on the assist by Curry. Curry's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Listen, this guy, one of the smarter offensive players in the NBA. Barea can beat you equally well as a scorer or passer.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Curry kicks to Nowitzki. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Joseph. Finished off the break. Joseph's got 6.
And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
There's a screen by Noel. Here's Curry. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Stevenson.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward because the 3 ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Curry. Some changes for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Booker comes in for Young. Robinson is subbed in for Darren Collison. He's off on the second. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly, Doris. We all love it as broadcasters, as fans. But are there any changes you'd like to make in any event or the weekend overall?
Well, I think one thing that would be fascinating to me is to see the best players, for instance, the Klay Thompsons, the Steph Currys, those people, the best shooters in the league, participate in that particular three-point contest. Think back to Larry Bird when he walked in the locker room and said, who's coming in second tonight? Like, those are great. We can't get enough of our stars. I'd like to see the stars have to participate in at least one event, Kev.
Good thoughts. And it's Robinson with the jam.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And Corey Joseph, a terrific two-way player, Doris, at the combo guard.
Kev, he's got great pedigree. Remember, he began his career in San Antonio under the great Greg Popovich. This guy's a physical, mobile defender who will guard either the 1 or the 2.
A different look for Dallas. Measury, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Dwight Powell comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And McDermott subbed in for Harrison Barnes. Outside Curry. Now Powell. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Powell with the screen. Clock at 6. McDermott. A second chance effort. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
And, Kevin, I think this is where Powell is really trying to improve, right? Sacrificing his body, taking it right to the defense.
And Dwight Powell played all 4 seasons at Stanford for the Cardinal. Still filling out his frame.
He is, and you know, the knock on Powell was that he wasn't tough enough to battle inside at this level. But guy is a worker, basically sleeping in the gym, and with his length and athleticism, he's starting to figure it out.
One shot, gentlemen.
The free throw drops for Powell.
What's amazing is, in afterthought, in the Rajon Rondo trade back in 2014, Dwight Powell has showed himself to be a pretty good player in Dallas. You know, they signed this athletic big man to a long-term contract to keep him around.
Kicks it out to Booker. Joseph against Barea. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And Dwight Powell, the 45th pick in the 2014 draft, and traded Doris 3 times in just the first 2 months of his rookie season.
It had to be a whirlwind, Kev, and in this day and age, does it come as any surprise when he got traded to Dallas, a friend told him about it because the friend had seen it on social media. I wouldn't call it red carpet, but he's arrived nonetheless.
Free throw good, Joseph. And here's Barea. He's got 7. Curry on the wing. Back to Barea. The dish now to Curry. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And let's take a look now at the stats for Bogdanovich. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 10 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular. And sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
That free throw missing. He hits the second from the line. Here's Joseph. 9 points in the game so far. Booker outside. Joseph sets a screen for Booker. Off the pick. Mejri with the rebound. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. McDermott passes to Mejri. Here's Curry. Dallas again missing. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Robinson dishes to Booker. There's a screen by Robinson. And Booker kicks to Bogdanovich. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Mavericks shooting a hot 57% from the field in the third. Here's McDermott over Bogdanovich. And another shot. Powell. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. And Bogdanovich kicks to Booker. Booker with the screen for Robinson. And then Robinson slams it in.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Curry kicks to Barea. In the corner, it's McDermott. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. McDermott's got 10 points.
Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
Bogdanovich wide open. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Boy, Bogdanovich with the distance delivery. How about that effortless shooting motion?
Now here's Barea. 7 points in the game. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Here's Powell over Booker. It's rebounded by Indiana. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the third. From 10 feet out. Tries again. And he lays it up and in. Booker's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, just terrific hustle from Trevor Booker. He is just gobbling up these second chance points thanks to his effort.
And here's Barea outside. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be back with you shortly. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, defense, great job. Blocking, helping, terrific, all right? Stay with it.
And Rick Carlisle moments ago amped up about their defensive effort, just telling them to stay the course.
And there is nothing a coach likes more than when all 5 guys are sacrificing to get stops.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. On the floor for Dallas, Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. Powell is out there with Doug McDermott, and it's Mejri in at the center. Smith outside. Matthews passes to Mejri. Powell dishes to McDermott. Powell with the screen. McDermott with it. He's guarded by Booker. Smith with a wide open look. Hits it from three-point range.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly. The defense starting to look helpless at this point.
And the Pacers call time here. Doris, when you look at the NBA draft lottery, so many of the top guys coming out are one and dones. How is that, you think, affecting the way the NBA game is played and coached?
Well, obviously it can take time because the one-and-dones are typically 18, 19, or 20, somewhere in that age range. So you wonder about maturity. Their skill sets are probably going to be, you know, a little bit slower to develop. It's enough of a concern that Commissioner Adam Silver has addressed it. Whether or not the player representation will allow that rule to be changed about the one-and-dones remains to be seen.
Here's McDermott. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
And that one misses.
There's no doubting over the last season or so, Trevor Booker has shown he can be a starting caliber power forward in this league. This guy's tough inside. He can make threes. Look out.
The Pacers making a switch here. Collison's out there. And he sinks the second. And the knock on Trevor Booker, Doris, is that at 6'8", he's considered undersized at that power forward position.
Well, Kev, thanks to the success of someone like Draymond Green, I think teams these days are more focused on skill at the 4 than size. And now that Booker has expanded his range, he's certainly a guy who increasingly fits in the way the game is played.
Bogdanovich with it. Matthews covering. It's rebounded by Dallas. Mejri's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Smith. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
After taking some time to find his rhythm, he's been unstoppable since the break.
And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. Collison kicks to Oladipo. Now here's Bogdanovich. He's guarded closely, and the shot is good.
Bogdanovich battling through the defense, Kev. Amazing touch on the difficult basket.
Feeds to Matthews. And the outcome of the collective bargaining agreement and a potential 11-year stretch of labor peace, one of the longest in league history. Doris, what does that mean for this great game of ours?
Well, it means certainly that we can all take a sigh of relief. Everybody wants to play basketball and see basketball played. So great for the players, their representation, great for the league, and certainly great for the fans and the television partners.
And Doris, I sense such fairness on both ends, too. It really is a partnership.
You know, I think it would be wise for both the players and the ownership to remember they need each other to peacefully coexist and to thrive. And when you're trying to get an agreement that does the best by both parties, this is what you can have. You can have a long stretch of labor peace that makes everyone happy.
Well said. And it's sent back by Turner. Young outside. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
I'll tell you, Kev, they wouldn't object if all their looks were that close.
Indiana making some changes. Young comes in for Jefferson, and Lance Stevenson subbed in for Joseph Young. And a new group getting ready for Dallas.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Well, Dirk Nowitzki may be in his final season, but Doris, as long as he's healthy, he could keep playing for years.
Well, no doubt. You know, he's got size and shooting touch, two things you do not lose with age. As Dirk said, listen, it's pretty clear that my game is not based on athleticism. And so that enables him to play at a high level, even as he approaches the ripe old age of 40.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
The Pacers have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Kicks to Young. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist.
Boy, masterful work from Thaddeus Young. He's got such tremendous length down there.
Smith, the pass to Noel. Back to Smith. Dallas moving the ball around. The baseline J. It's rebounded by Stevenson. Stevenson's got his third rebound tonight to the left side wing. Leaf, no good. Mavericks leading by 22. Here's Barnes. It's rebounded by Stevenson. Stevenson's got his fourth rebound in this one. And Doris, regarding league expansion with the popularity of international basketball, you think there'll ever be a team added to the NBA that is not located in North America?
You know, this is a fascinating supposition because the game is so popular in China. The game is increasingly popular in any number of non-NBA cities in Europe, Kev. I just wonder about the logistics of it. We talk all the time about the difficulty of the travel schedule and then the games in a certain number of nights. If you're incorporating overseas travel, it just seems to me that that's going to be a tough jigsaw to work out.
It could be. If you're playing on the East Coast and play in a London or a Paris, those flights probably don't measure much over 7 hours. But I get your point, and that, you know, all leagues are looking at this now very closely.
This is something the league is looking hard at. It'll be curious to see what occurs from it.
I think one of the things, too, is do we need to influence overseas markets now to find new revenues? I think that's something that all the leagues are looking at. Here's Matthews. Good D by Stevenson.
Yeah, I think the idea is right. Set a screen and try to shield the defender off him, but the pick isn't nearly strong enough.
Turner with the screen. High post shot. That one doesn't drop. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
What an aggressive drive. Barnes initiating some of that contact, gets rewarded with a trip to the foul line. Nice.
And I tell you what, age ain't nothing but a number when you talk about the impact of Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, with his size and shooting touch, he creates so many openings for himself and his teammates offensively.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Barnes. And Nowitzki's turnaround, an unblockable shot when he's hitting. Greg, he's unguardable.
And even though he's lost a little lift in the legs, he's worked hard to kind of quicken his release. And just another tweak for a guy who's made a career of adding layers to his Hall of Fame game.
Barnes hits them both. Doris, much to the chagrin of basketball purists, we're seeing the near extinction of the mid-range game. Is there a way to reverse this trend?
Kevin, I don't know that we're seeing the extinction of it, and I would point directly to the Finals MVP, Kevin Durant, because if you look at some of his success, it is directly in the mid-range. Russell Westbrook has some effect in the mid-range. I mean, listen, certainly the priority is on layup and 3, but I don't think we've seen the extinction of the mid-range. I think this is a cyclical type of situation in the NBA, very much the way we've gone away from a low post center. Would a player that's a next level, next generation kind of player change our thinking about that? Let's see. The game is always in a constant state of evolution.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses.
And you know, guys, listen, Noel brings value. The reason he's a menace on the defensive end and an absolute warrior on the glass.
Good on the second free throw. And so here is Indiana. Oladipo outside. Collison against Matthews, and finished off by Collison.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
It's stolen by Oladipo. He kicks to Collison. Over Smith. And it's Collison that time on the assist by Oladipo. 16 points for Darren Collison.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Smith kicks to Barnes. Noel in the corner. Pass to Barnes. Just 5 on the clock. And he uses the glass on the layup. Barnes has got 6 in the quarter.
Well, this is the scoring potential that Barnes has, really putting it all together tonight.
Here's Collison, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Or as it seems like individual all-star and MVP voting is heavily influenced by how players' teams perform. Is that a good thing?
Well, I will say this, Kevin. I have a vote in some of the postseason awards. And if, in fact, I've got 2 players at the same position and I need some line of demarcation to separate one from another, a team's win-loss record may influence that. Now, you might say it's unfair, but sometimes the difference between a player making it and not making it is minuscule. I would say this to you, Kevin. I would like to see all-star teams go out to 15 players as opposed to 12. There are 3 teams, first, second, and third, all NBA. Why not have 15 guys on the all-star team?
Excellent idea. Bogdanovich is checked in for Indiana. Curry's checked in for the Mavericks. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Noel. The kick out to Barnes. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 4 assists now tonight. Indiana's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. They set the pick. Turner with a screen on Smith. Here's Collison. Here's Turner. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Look, Kevin, Miles Turner has great versatility, so he can score from anywhere, but right there is his bread and butter.
Oladipo against Curry. Smith kicks to Curry. The kick out to Barnes. Back to Curry. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Turner.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Kept alive. Young. Banked in off the glass. Young's got 4 this quarter.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Barnes outside. Back to Smith. Turner with the steal. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Pacers trail by 18. Turner with a screen on Barnes. Jumper off the screen.
Just doesn't seem to have the same energy level after his terrific first half.
Well, I'll tell you, the defense can't stop that. Bogdanovich with the ridiculous delivery.
There's a screen by Noel. Curry kicks to Barnes. Back to Curry. Dallas moving the ball around. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. And the Pacers call time here. So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Harrison Barnes.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Well, he needed a game like this badly. He's been struggling for a while now, but tonight he broke out of that slump in style. Dallas making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. Pacers trail by 19. Outside Collison. 11 feet away. The putback. And Turner stays with it. Turner's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Smith against Collison. Smith dishes to Matthews. 6 to shoot. And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist by Matthews. And that's now 30 points for Barnes. Turner with the screen. They set the pick. And the rejection by Noel. Young with the ball. Now Smith defending. Second shot opportunity. Off the left rim and out. Dallas leading by 19 points.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Mavericks.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. That they were disciplined and focused.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Barnes.
Boy, with all the work he did at the offensive end, it seemed to me to take a toll on the defenders. They could neither match his energy nor his intensity.
Smith outside. Wesley Matthews on the wing. The layup missed.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Well, we call that crowding the shooter, right? You don't give up an inch. It's just perfect defense.
And the pass to Nowitzki over Young. The feed to Noel from deep three-point range.
Yeah, and even with his range, that one might be asking a little too much.
Yeah, that zip code might extend beyond his range. My goodness, let's take a better shot next time.
Outside Matthews. Off target with that shot.
Well, that's an example of the long arms of Victor Oladipo. He really makes it difficult with his defense.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.